Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video, and as you can see, Ark released another awesome update for the upcoming Ark 1. Without going into Ark 2, they have some really new stuff. 1, new map. 2, new dinos. 3, they've got some other tweaks, and oh, did I mention that if you reveal some sort of exploit or something to them, they're going to pay you? So, for those of you that are like, I'm going to keep using this, you could make a couple $100 for, giving exploits to the Ark people. So, that'd be something that I would consider. But that's me. Alright, so further on. Let's go ahead and check this out. So they just released this. This was a few hours ago. I just, didn't get back to my computer in time, but here you go. So first and foremost, later on in 2021, Ark Lost Island is going to be dropped. I have a feeling this is not the last map for Ark. I think there's going to be another free one in early 2022 before they release their summer 2022 update for their new Ark 2 game. But that being said, this looks really cool. So Lost Island is, I think it's been around for a little while. I don't know how old it is, but you can go into Steam and still see it. And you can see that it's the new map that they'll be adding to the cluster. It looks very similar to Ragnarok Island Center, that sort of style of map. Nothing super special on it. It's more of just like another rendition of how to play like Valguero, those sorts of maps where you can kind of see there's a bunch of different stuff going on. So this one's a little bit different. It's got I would say from what I'm reading here and from what I've understood about it in the past, there's new biomes. It's more of like a vertical sized map because it's 150 square kilometers, which is massive. We're talking Ragnarok Valguero in size. And you can see that it's got the normal stuff. You've got the redwoods. There's new challenges. Don't know what those are, what they're talking about that. Sometimes they bring in new bosses and mini challenges and stuff like that. Mysterious ruins, which I have a feeling might mean something. And you can see valleys of waterfalls, tree houses, dirty in the vast swamps, diving deep underwater, snowy mountains, caving. Every survivor out there. So this one seems to be a little catered towards both PvP and PvE because there's a cool little like discovery area. I don't know if like you guys are like me. Half the fun of the maps for me is just figuring out, oh, I didn't know that was there. That's pretty neato. So that's pretty cool. Now I know this comes in the middle of everyone still learning how to play Genesis 2. However, I think it's really important that they release this to show the fans and people that are playing Ark that they still have intention to keep moving on with their game with the Gen 1 version. So you can see this right here, the Lost Island is creatures, 3 real life creatures. I don't know if you guys were playing Ark when they had it, where they were releasing basically on like a bi-weekly, monthly release of a new dino. They were releasing every single week into the game. That was what I really enjoyed because it was like every week you had something new, something to play with, and it was a lot of fun. That was like early Ark. And it was really, really cool and fun to check out. So you can see this guy, the Amargasaurus. I want to say I don't know if I'm saying that right at all, but that is one of them. And then one chosen explicitly by the Ark community. So I have a feeling they're going to put a vote up for that later on. And that's pretty cool. Later this year, my assumption is it's probably going to come around like November, but that's my thought process on that one. But you can see very similar. You've got like the high mountains appearance in kind of like that Valguero Ragnarok kind of way, where you've got these larger areas and like the castles, things like that. So that's my thought process on that. But let's get into the new dinosaur, the Amargasaurus. Now this thing is going to be interesting. I am curious. You can see the size comparison to a human right there. It's not a massive dino. I would say it looks more like Stego in size to me. But that's my personal thought process on that one, but you can kind of say what you will. It looks like there's a couple of interesting things, so I'll kind of break it down for you. One, it's able to moderate its body temperature, whether it's hot or cold, and use that as like a heat wave against advanced high quality armors that is not like primitive armor. So it literally like shreds armor, which is going to be very interesting. So that's something that's very curious to see how much that actually helps out, because I feel like especially it's like a little wave that it's going to release, some sort of heat wave is what they're calling it. So that's kind of interesting. And then it also fires some sort of projectile with its spine. So it's got like these like spikes that run down the back of it. And according to this, they fire a spine kind of thing you remove the spine early. Thermal storage becomes erratic, which is perfect for catalyzing. So apparently it gathers a ton of sap. So they'll be found in like the redwoods area. or that you can see this combat version. The simple armor is barely affected, but more complex armor is heavily affected. So you can see this one right here, creature ideas, they're adding that right there. So go ahead and submit your stuff to that. But you can see the code of conduct got changed a little bit. And then right here, if you know an exploit, this is kind of hidden, be sure to check out our bounty thread. We provide bounties for anyone who can report hacks or exploits of any kind, which are not aimbops, anything like that. Players with over $50,000. Yeah, they give a lot of money out. If you actually go through and look at this, you can literally click at the bounty thread and it'll show you how much they're paying people to determine, like, you know, when they give them an exploit, they literally pay them a very sizable chunk. I think the smallest was like $100. But you can remain anonymous, or you like put your name on this thread. Pretty neato thing. If you know something, you might as well fix the game and try and make it better for everyone. That's my thought process. The creator corner, you can kind of see here's some cool stuff here. Strider, Shield PvP explains. That's a cool one. Noglin, that's always fun. I always enjoy these. That's an HOD video. And then you've got just some different cool stuff. And then you got the Void Worms. I don't know. These are always cool to me. Just some fun little things. But I'm pretty stoked about a new Ark map. And hopefully it comes out pretty good. I don't know. Sometimes Valgoro I felt like was a little bit rushed, but I still think it was a very pretty map. It's still not fixed, but I think it could be a really great map. So anyways, this is kind of my little update. So hopefully it helps you out, and teach out.